So I got a very interesting letter from Transheuser Busch yesterday. But before we get into that, let's talk about the crazy past few days. So my Bud Light Billboard video got picked up by Newsweek, also shared out by some other conservative channels like The Quartering, thanks Jeremy, Benny Johnson, thanks Benny, and a few other Republican websites. Overall, we're up to about 400,000 views on the video and 40,000 likes. So that means 4 new billboards, and I'm going to show you where they're going to be based on the comment section on the video. So by far the most requested were the most liberal cities. So we're starting out with Portland, Oregon. Then we're going over to balmy California with San Francisco. And then I got a lot of comments about this because it is an excellent idea, but to get a Bud Light billboard as close to Bud Light production and Budweiser headquarters as possible, where they actually create it, down in St. Louis, Missouri. So getting these signs approved takes a few days, and it's dependent not only on the sign owner, but the landowner as well. Let's talk about that approval process. Some comments asked, why is it so hard to get a digital billboard design approved? Well, that's because it has to go through 3 approval processes. Number 1, it has to go through this digital brokerage that I use. Number 2, it has to go through the actual owner of the sign. And number 3, it has to go through the landowner where the sign is actually located. So that's why you got to really be careful when you're submitting these, and why it takes so many tries to actually get a conservative message put across. So some comments have asked, how much does this cost and how often is the ad actually shown? Well, with the digital billboard, it cycles every 8 to 10 seconds, and you pay every time that it's shown. Sometimes it's a few dollars, sometimes it's a few cents. In the case of Times Square, it is $20 every 8 seconds that it's shown. So I did the math. In like an hour, you would spend almost $700. It's about $700 an hour. If I want to run it for, let's say, 5 hours, $3,500. Ah, damn it. So, $3,500 is not impossible, right? But, I'm not Coke, I'm not Nike. I can't just run these billboards. So if you would like to support getting this billboard on Times Square, I have created a Patreon where you can support me monthly. Then also a GoFundMe. I think we'll set the goal at like $10,000 to get maybe a full day on Times Square. If we can get more, we're going to do a full Times Square takeover. If we could somehow get up to $20,000 or $30,000, we could take over the Times Square One. It's a 30,000 square foot HD LED video screen. Also the NASDAQ LED display, where you'll see a lot of like new movies announced. And where they do the ball drop for New Year's. That's crazy. There's also the Beast, Polo 1540 on Broadway. And then even right under the Coca-Cola sign above the steps, and even at digital kiosks all around Times Square. Yeah, it's expensive. It's a pipe dream, but how awesome would that be to stand against woke brands with a New York Times Square takeover? So a lot of liberal commenters have said that I'm a dumb redneck, that my parents are brother and sister, I live in my parents' basement, etc., etc. So I hold a master's degree in digital marketing. I did a semester at Cornell University, and I have taken classes in digital media law. My Bud Light billboards would be protected under parody law and fair use according to Section 107 of the Copyright Act by using the 4-factor fair use analysis, primarily the first and second. Number 1, this factor considers whether the use is for commercial or nonprofit educational purposes, and whether the use is transformative, or whether the use adds something new to the original creative work or presents it in a different light. So if I'm presenting Bud Light as Butt Light, I've transformed it to the point where it is no longer the original work. The 4th factor is also important because I will not be affecting the market of Bud Light by pushing out a billboard that says Bud Light. I'm not a competing beer. I'm not actually selling Bud Light in stores. So there's no market harm on Bud Light. They're already doing a good enough job destroying themselves. All right, back to our envelope. This is from Alyssa Heinerscheid, who's the VP of Marketing. Yeah, it's just Alyssa giving me the middle finger. Yeah, no cease and desist letter. Nothing on Bud Light's part yet. Who knows if we actually get it to Times Square, if I'll need to lawyer up. But for now, I'm pretty free and clear. So thanks for the support so far. You'll find links to the GoFundMe and the Patreon in the description down below. And we'll see you next time on Conservative Vibes.